Hey RDI, welcome back to another episode. As you guys can see, we're not working from our regular place. We're actually working from at a restaurant. And if you want to find out what restaurant and what project, make sure you stay tuned. So let's start with the video and the process. So we need to put everything together. We brought all the vinyls that we're gonna need, 24 inches. Some of them are, most of them are like 10 yards. Also different kinds of transfer. We brought the low tack, the AT65, AT75. We're waiting for the owner, but I know we're gonna remove the logo here. And then the ones, if you can see behind this door, there's another one on top. And we got the sample here. So this is what it's, this is what we're gonna make it, and it's gonna be easy because one color, or does he want the colors? No,
two colors.
Okay, so we might do two colors, just like this one here. Not just using a widder, the pointy one, and you can easily find it from Hobby Lobby, or you can go to any craft stores, local stores. You can find it there. There's some adhesive left from the old sticker. Once we remove the whole thing, then we can apply some of the goof off, which works better than the glue gun. But you just got to be careful because like so far we haven't had any problems. It hasn't damaged any of the surface, but it's a little bit more aggressive than the glue gun, and that's why it works better. We may need to use some of the heat gun. We'll see. That's what I'm trying to find out right now, if we're gonna need to plug it in and start using it. But so far I'm not having any issues removing it. I think it'll be fine. Now it's time to use or apply our solution, the goof off. I'm just going to apply some of that where the logo was, or where you can see the adhesive, and probably let it sit there for just a cool minute. And then after that, I'm going to use our towel. Has been used a few times, but it does the job. Afterwards, we're going to apply some of the rapid tag, or before we apply the vinyl, we're going to apply some of that rapid tag. Right now, just want to get rid of all the adhesive. Okay, now it's time to put the vinyl cutter together, and Luis and Nacho are taking care of that. Everything's coming along. I want to take some time to thank those that have been supporting us. Additionally, thank you for your donations in our last video and in our channel in general. Also, give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified next time we upload another video. Thank you so much. Well, guess what? They were trying to put it backwards. Yeah, that would be hard to work with. It happens. One of the things that we love about this vinyl cutter, the Graphtec, is so easy to put together. What we're going to do here, I think the website and other information is going to go from the inside. This is probably going to be the only challenge that we're going to face, honestly, guys. But what we have to do is just measure it and make sure that we have the right size. Now we can start cutting our first section, which will be the white one, the white color. And of course, we're using our Oracle 651 vinyl. And Luis is just double checking the measurements and all that stuff. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start aligning our vinyl. I think most of you already know how we do the alignments. The first thing I gotta do, I gotta make sure I pull some of the vinyl to the fronts, and then use our alignments here that we have on the sides. Just pretty much align the vinyl. And once you think you got it in place, then you can lock it and then send it to the back. Something's getting in the way here. Okay, now we got it. Hopefully the microphone's not getting all the noises. All right, I'm gonna give it a try and see how the alignment is. I think it's perfect right there. All right, so we're starting with the first decal, and it's not really that long. It's only 45 inches long. Someone mentioned that our blade was cutting through the paper, and the person was right, since we just replaced the blade. Well, not recently. I mean, this is probably the third or the fourth project that we work with the new blades, and so far it's not cutting through it. I guess once we start weeding out, we'll find out, but so far so good. and Luis and Nacho. I think this is what we're gonna use to apply our transfer. The tables are kind of small. Since we have our wooden boxes, makes it easier to see where I need to cut it from. Now it's time to start winning out this section and check out the cutting force. All right, now I'm gonna start weeding out. I'm going to get rid of there's a huge box around our letters. Is because we added the wooden boxes. That's how we end up with this little gap, I guess, on the sides. Good so far. Yeah, our letters are about 6 inches tall, and I can see that we can probably increase just a tiny bit the cut force. Or once I do the other section, I'm gonna get an idea if we need to increase our cut force. We just gotta be careful though. Don't want to have too much cutting force, because then it's gonna start cutting through the paper like it was doing on the previous video. See, this is how you can tell when you need to add a little bit of cut force. But it's not too bad, honestly. I think I'd rather go through this than having the blade cut through the paper, because that can be a real challenge when you apply the vinyl to the surface. I'm pleased with the so far the results we've been getting. And these blades, maybe it's too soon to say, but I think these blades are way better than the ones we had previously, the cheaper ones. Obviously, you get what you pay for. And this is what we have left. The next step will be to apply our transfer. Since we're going to apply these decals on windows, we can easily use the high-tack, the art tape, Clear Choice AT 75.1, and that's what we're going to use right now. We're just using little pieces of tape to secure the decal to the table so it doesn't move around when we apply that transfer. We can start just getting an idea of the right amount of transfer. This is a brand new transfer. This is the 50, oh no, this is actually a 100-yard transfer. This is not the first time we do it like this. This is actually the third time, right, for this customer that we bring the equipment to the restaurant instead of, I mean, it's a lot easier to do it like this.
Plus, like Saul said, the graphic is not that hard to assemble. So
the reason we left a big amount on this side, because as I said it, our transfer was brand new, and this section was really wrinkled, and we didn't want to risk it. That's why we rather throw it away instead of using that. We just readjusted the settings. Hopefully our blade won't cut through the paper. So far so good. Have you guys ever used Oracle 651 on walls? We would like to know, and if so, what are the results that you got? We got most of our decals ready here. Now we can start applying whatever we have here, and then figure out how we're gonna do the other section. So let's start applying this. We're using our rapid tag, try to get rid of all the dust, all the dirt, and whatever was left from the goof off. And we're gonna do exactly the same thing to every single window. This is a smaller decal. Honestly, one person could easily do this installation, but if you can get some extra help, it's always recommended that you do get help. Like right now, it's gonna be Nacho, and he's gonna help me. All right, now that we got rid of the backing paper, now I can start applying this. I'm gonna secure this center, and then I'm gonna go to the sides. And remember, If you want to avoid bubbles, this is the best way to do it. Do it a little faster from side to side. Don't go too slow, because before we used to do it a little bit slow. And one thing that I noticed that we forgot to add a piece of tape here. Sometimes when we forget to do this, sometimes the decal moves a little bit from the center. Make sure you avoid that, okay? Don't do what we just did. Now we can get rid of the tape. Since half of our decal is on our surface, we don't have to worry about it moving around anymore. And we have our little registration marks for the next layer of vinyl. And I'm going to apply this as pretending we have vinyl here, even though there's nothing really in the center. Just avoiding some tension in between. Nacho is going to go ahead and remove this, expose our registration so we can align our next layer of vinyl. I see no bubbles, probably one bubble, but that's not bad at all. Perfect. Now the next step will be to expose our registration marks. You can get an idea where you need to cut it from, because the blade leaves like a little mark where the registration mark was. All right, Nacho is going to go ahead and align one side, and then he can do the other one. It doesn't really have to be, I mean, hopefully we could get it 100% every time, but I think 99.9 is just fine too. And don't forget that you guys can get this and all the other tools. In the description of the video we have links, and we're going to do half of the carrying paper. We can get rid of that and then apply this bottom part so we can, afterwards we can get rid of the backing paper that's left. I'm going to go to the sides just like I was doing earlier, and perfect. Now we can do or finish the other part. I wasn't really sure how this color was going to look, but I think it looks good. I mean, this is the original color for our customer's logo. So there was I mean, we could have done, instead of blue, we could have done white, but I think it looks perfect the way it does right now. So good choice, good choice. Looks great.
And then, like, when I work at the class,
and after he removes this, then I'll show you, I'll get up close and give you an idea if we have any bubbles. I think it looks great. Honestly, I don't really see, we haven't even touched this. We just removed the transfer and I don't really see any bubbles. We're really happy with the results, and yeah, we're gonna keep on working. And now we can get rid of the registration marks since we don't need those anymore. Do it carefully. You don't have to press too hard on the widder, so that way you do not scratch the surface. You can just work on one side, and then just from there you can just peel it off. It should come off really easy, just like that. And we can do that to this one too. Now we're gonna go and probably finish this side here. We have to add the names of the I guess partners. Yeah, that's what I meant, partners. Now we have to apply our transfer on our bigger decals. We're having a hard time finding the right place to do that to this one here, since this one's way bigger than this one. This one will work just fine if we do it here on the counter, but I guess we just gotta get creative and find a place for that. For this, we're gonna use our tape AT65, the low tack, since we'll be applying this on the wall. So we gotta make sure that we do use something a little bit softer, a little bit lighter. This is not the first time that we apply Oracle 651, which is considered a permanent vinyl. It's better recommended to use the Oracle 631 since that one is a little bit softer on the paint. And for the next and the biggest decal, we couldn't find any big enough table, so we had to get really creative. We had to use the side of the counter, as you can see here in the video. It was a real challenge. We had a lot of wrinkles on our decal, but it worked. All right, guys, we finally centered the decal, and we're gonna do by sections. Luis is gonna do his side, I'm gonna do my own side. I'm going to go like probably like 3 letters at a time. That way I don't risk it. And I'm going to start with this section here. From here. It's a lot safer if we do it like this. And yeah, perfect. I guess now the challenge will be to see how the transfer works once I remove it. We may have to apply some heat gun. That's another option if our vinyl doesn't want to stay on the surface. And this is the reason we use the low tack, because sometimes it's hard to remove the transfer. And I'm going to be really careful. All right, now I'm going to move this to the other side so I can reuse it. But I'm actually going to put it down here because I need to try and find out this side here. See? It's not coming off. I mean, our vinyl is not coming off, which definitely a good thing. This is a good sign, you know. We're not gonna have a hard time like I thought we were going to. Good so far. Yep, nice. Now I can keep on working on this side here. Now we're gonna repeat the same steps. Honestly, it was a lot easier than we thought it was going to be. We still brought our heat gun just in case we needed to use it on the wall, because sometimes that's another option if the vinyl doesn't stay on the surface. We're working on the outside, and the way we're going to do it, just like we usually do, we're just going to use a huge piece of tape to hold all the sticker together, and then just, like I said, cut it in sections. Really easy. Honestly, we haven't had any issues so far. And Luis is gonna do his side, I'll do my own side. I just have one bubble here. I need to get rid of this one here before I remove the transfer. I can just push it with my finger here. It's out. Okay, now we're gonna finish the center, and see, that's that simple. Of course, between the two of us, obviously it's gonna be faster and easier. I'm gonna do it to the sides like we usually do, and take turns so we don't get tired. You know how we roll. After all, it's not too bad having a big family, you know, besides the fights and all that. Good help. All right, Luis is removing the last piece of the transfer, and we just got a couple bubbles that we gotta get rid of. No big deal. We'll just use the widder, and that'll take care of that. And then we're gonna finish working on the other windows, and we'll be back. All right, guys, so we finally got done with the whole project. This is the outside. You can barely see because it's really dark outside right now. And this is the inside. The only challenge that we faced. As always, thank you so much. Give us a like, subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Also, make sure you get your materials. In the description of the video, we have several links. They will take you straight to every product. Also, if you want to support us additionally, make sure that you join our VIP members. We will really appreciate it. Thank you for your support.